Hi, guys, it's Jeremy, and this is Online Broadcast Blueprint. I wanted to get together for a minute today. I've gotten a few questions over the last couple days, specifically about imaging, right? Sweepers, that sort of thing. How do I make my sweepers? Where do I get them? All of that. So I wanted to talk about that. I want to refer you to one place, first off, right off the bat, called AI Jingle Maker. And there's lots of sites like this. This is one I found. It works pretty well. AI Jingle Maker. It's just what it sounds like. Other than, let's clarify. This site is called AI Jingle Maker, but they're not making jingles. They're making sweepers. Okay. Some people call everything a jingle. They're not jingles. A spoken, produced imaging piece, I call them sweepers. Those are not jingles. Jingles are a song. Okay. You sing a jingle. So this AI jingle maker is actually an AI sweeper maker, but whatever. Now, having said that, you can actually get a jingle through them. So maybe that's why he calls it that, but they're more expensive, right? To produce a sweeper, it's $1 a piece. So I think you have to buy it in $20 increments. So you pay $20 and you got 20 credits. He might even give you a few free credits. I can't remember, but you spend $20, you got 20 credits, so you can make 20 sweepers. It's a pretty good deal, right? And they're okay. 80% of the voices are useless to me. I mean, I would never use any of these voices. And to be honest, most of them don't really sound like sweeper voices. But I found one that I like. It's a guy with the British accent I use. I use it on my classic guitar rock radio. I use it on my Radio Valley, and it's worked for me. So you can build, if you use their little system, you pick an intro sound effect, you pick your voice, you tell it what you want it to say, you pick a sound effect for underneath, and then a trailing out sound effect. It takes 30 seconds to make a sweeper, and they're okay. I mean, they're not great, but they're okay. And for $1, absolutely worth it. So when you're getting your station launched, it would be great to go in and make 10 sweepers, and then you got them ready, you load them up and put them in rotation. It's awesome. What I've done is when you cut the voices, there's a cold voice first. You hear the cold voice first. Once you produce the cold voice, that's when they charge you. So once you have that, you can play with it and do whatever you want. I'll download a cold voice version because sometimes I want to make my own sweeper. I want to add my own sound effects. Maybe I want to add an audio drop to it or whatever. And so I can do that. So what I want to do really quick is show you in Audacity how you can do this. Now, I'm not a high-tech guy. If I can do this, anyone can do this. Let me share my Audacity, and I've kind of preloaded some things here. Now, what I've done in the past, and I would recommend you set your computer up so you can do this. I have a little USB mixer that I use. So I can go out to YouTube, and all my audio from YouTube runs right into my little mixer here. So what I've done is I've gone out on YouTube and found copyright-free radio imaging effects. Okay, so basically there'll be a 2-minute, 3-minute file of sound effects that you could use. Some of them are crap, some are okay. You get what you pay for, right? So what I've done over the years is I've just saved these files with sound effects that I can use. And guys, I did not even think, I just grabbed stuff. So I don't even know if this stuff up here is any good. Let's see together, all right? So for example, here are some sound effects that I could use. Again, I'm in Audacity. Let's just listen to some. Okay, that's not bad. And you see, I just got a whole bunch of these. Here comes another one. Okay. Okay, so find one we like. I'm going to use I'm going to use these two that I got right here. One is going to be at the end. One is going to be at the end, at the beginning. Again, we're not building a piano here, right? I'm just want to quick and dirty show you the process of making a sweeper. So I've found two of these sound effects that I'm going to use. Okay. So I've got them up here. And then here is I'm going to mute that right now. Here is a cold voice that I've got. I just realized this isn't going to be the British one I usually use. This is an older one that I used to use for a podcast.
Classic guitar rock radio.
Okay, it is radio, but it's an old voice. This is the guy I actually paid to do it on Fiverr. And he's got a great voice. He did a good job, but then I found out I can do them for $1, right? And this was way more than $1 using this guy. But here's a voice part I can use.
Classic guitar rock radio.
Okay, so I'm going to use that. And then I also, again, haven't even listened to this. This is a copyright-free music bed called Drop the Needle. Let's see what it sounds like. We might want to use this. Oh, this sucks. Okay, I thought it would be like raw. Okay, that's good. We're going to use this anyways. Doesn't matter. Okay? So we're going to use this cheesy thing. And then I grabbed an audio drop here as well. Okay, I'm muting all these. Mute that. And here's an audio drop you'll recognize.
Thank you, citizens.
It's Batman. Thank you, citizens. So let's put something together. Okay, this won't make any sense. That's okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Again, guys, I'm not a pro. This is the way I do it. Hopefully this is helpful to you. I'm going to use this part for the end. So I'm going to cut. I'm going to move this down here, the part I just cut out. Excuse me. So that's going to be my outro sound. I just start sliding them around and listening to them. And this will give us an idea for what it'll sound like just from the beginning. So far, here's what we'd have.
Thank you, citizens.
Wait, I don't want Batman yet. Hang on here. Let's do this. So let's see.
Classic guitar rock radio.
Okay, this is short enough. I wouldn't even need to add music, but we're going to add music because we got it. Why not? I'm just going to trim this little drum beat out there. I don't want that. And I'm going to do, and what's cool is I'm just going to start sliding stuff around just visually. I kind of line things up to get a rough guesstimate of what it's going to look like. And I know I'm not going to need all this music, so let's just get rid of a bunch of it, just so it's not in the way. Okay. So this won't sound great yet, but we're gonna just see basically what it'll sound like.
Classic guitar rock radio.
Thank you, citizens.
Okay, so again, spread out quite a bit. I'm going to stick this there. I'm going to use just a little bit of music. Let's see how this is going to work. Let's see how we do this. And if I wanted to, in fact, I am going to just because I want to. I don't want that sound effect, that tailing sound effect on the same track. So I'm going to add a new, I went up here to tracks. I'm going to add a new stereo track. And then I'm just going to move this down here. Okay. See what I did there? I just move that down there. Then I can manipulate it, on its own. I'm going to cut off a lot of this music because I won't need that. Again, I keep listening to it, see what I think.
Classic guitar rock radio.
Thank you, citizens.
Okay. Again, I can tighten that up a little bit. Okay.
Guitar rock radio.
Thank you, citizens.
Okay. Again, I can waste so much time doing this, but tweaking things.
Classic guitar rock radio.
Thank you, citizens.
And then I'm going to just put this stinger right at the end. And I want the stinger to basically, you don't want gaps, right? If you listen to like a real radio station, you never hear like gaps between the elements, right? It all just punches right in together. The fade function is your friend. Okay, on this music thing, you don't want to just chop off. I'm gonna fade out. Okay. And if I'm going too fast, get Audacity and just start playing with it. It's free download, guys. It's free. You're not gonna hurt anything. Figure it out, right?
Classic Guitar Rock Radio.
Thank you, citizens.
Okay, there's a gap there. So I need to slide this up so it's more of a slam. I'm also going to turn my music down just a little bit. Turning it down. Okay, let's try this one more time.
Classic Guitar Rock Radio.
Thank you, citizens.
Okay, I still want to bring that up a little tighter. Right when he says citizens, I want that blast.
Thank you, citizens.
A little more. Okay, cut off a little more of my music. I'm going to start to fade a little sooner. And again, this is not, I don't want you to get hung up on, why are you playing that funky music? It doesn't matter. I'm just showing you the elements here, how I would do it.
Classic Guitar Rock Radio.
Thank you, citizens.
Okay, so that's a sweeper. Okay, I'm not going to put that on the air, but I mean, it sounds better than a lot of stuff I hear people putting on their stations, right? Again, not that I'm a pro, but you know, I have done radio production, so I kind of understand the elements. You want everything to flow together. You don't want pauses and gaps. So let's do it one more time. Let's listen to the whole thing.
Classic Guitar Rock Radio.
Thank you, citizens.
Okay, so there I have this ready. And then I'm going to show you one last thing that you could do. I'm going to export this now. Export audio. And let me find the right place to put it. Okay. Again, I got two different radio stations, right? I'm going to call this sample sweeper. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to save it as an MP3. And there's a whole debate there about waves, MP3s. MP3s are not as good as waves. Waves are higher quality. Listening on a computer, the way most people listen now, to be honest, it's kind of silly to stress about whether it's MP3 or wave because it goes through so much process. It really doesn't matter. I know I'm going to offend people when I say it really doesn't matter. Okay. If you're listening on your phone, doesn't matter. Now, if you're a high-end audiophile, yeah, you'll notice a difference, but don't sweat it. Most platforms prefer you to use MP3. Anyways, saving it. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm not even going to save this as a project. Save project before closing. No, not going to do it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now bring up this thing that I just made, the MP3. Okay. And let's see. What did I call it? OBB. I always forget what I call things right after I close it. There it is right there. Okay. So here's now it is an MP3. Now, what I do, and again, there's probably a better way to do this. I'm just showing you the way I do it. Okay. I have the MP3 here. I cut off all that dead air. And here's the last thing I do. I'm going to limit it, set my limiter to -3 dB. -3 dB is kind of the standard for audiobooks. For a lot of digital audio, -3 dB is kind of the standard. So what I've done, not dramatic, but you notice it kind of cut out some of the peaks. It evens out the level of the sound. So now let's hear the whole finished thing.
Classic Guitar Rock Radio.
Thank you, citizens.
Okay, so that's a little sweeper that I could use. I could put that on my classic Guitar Rock Radio right now if I wanted to. I won't because, It's not great, but it shows you the process. Okay. So, couple things here. I like Audacity. You don't have to use Audacity, but you need to get comfortable with some type of uh, audio editing software. I mean, really, it's going to be hard for you to have a radio station if you don't have something like that. Okay, I'm just being straight with you. AI Jingle Maker. Okay, that's a source you can use. They'll basically build your own sweeper. But I kind of like taking my own elements and putting them together. You saw where I had just downloaded free radio imaging effects from YouTube. I just literally record it right from YouTube as an MP3, right? And any sound, you can do the same with drops, audio drops. You can go out and look on YouTube, Batman audio drops or just Batman clips, and you can literally just record them right off of YouTube and use them as an element in your sweeper. But that's kind of the process I go through to make a sweeper. It's not high tech, right? And like I said, if I can do it, anyone can do it. But that's just kind of an example of how I do it. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can go in the comments there or email my Radio Valley address, radiovalley@mail.com, and I'd be happy to talk about that. So anyways, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.